Dr. Yan, I'm so appreciative for you to come on today. The reason we wanted you to have come on, I know that you're really a huge fan of the president's, and since you're here and you're in the asylum program, and hopefully we would love you to stay because you've got so many fans throughout the country and throughout the world that just love your bravery and love that your family's bravery in standing up to the Chinese Communist Party. Jack, I'll toss it to you, but I think what people would like to know, since they look at you as one of the experts, what should the president be doing now that he's contracted the Chinese Communist Party virus? He has the CCP virus. What would you be telling the president he should be doing today?
Hi, sir. Thank you for having me today. So first, I want to say I hope the president and the first lady could get recovered as soon as possible, and I believe that.
This is an incredible hospital, Walter Reed. The work they do is just absolutely amazing, and I want to thank them all, the nurses, the doctors, everybody here. I've also gotten to meet some of the soldiers and the first responders, and what a group. I also think we're going to pay a little surprise to some of the great patriots that we have out on the street, and they've been out there for a long time, and they've got Trump flags, and they love our country. So I'm not telling anybody but you, but I'm about to make a little surprise visit. So perhaps I'll get there before you get to see me. But I just, when I look at the enthusiasm, and we have enthusiasm like probably nobody's ever had. Our people that love the job we're doing, we have more enthusiasm than maybe anybody. So it's been a very interesting journey. I learned a lot about COVID. I learned it by really going to school. This is the real school. This isn't the let's read the book school. And I get it, and I understand it, and it's a very interesting thing, and I'm going to be letting you know about it. In the meantime, we love the USA, and we love what's happening. Thank you.
And the second thing is this virus is not a common virus as we know it before. So all the experience we know to control the virus, control the pandemic, actually is based on our experience and knowledge to the other nature origin virus. Not this one come from the lab and also enhanced to target human already. So in this way, we cannot get avoid of such pandemics, the third wave, the fourth wave, and also more. And also it's difficult for us to find the efficient vaccine and also efficient drug to do the very good treatment for all the people. Still, we always face to the risk that we have to be exposed into again and again reinfection dangerous. So that's why I tell people that if you want to understand the virus, you want to control it, you want to remove the risk, you have to first do the thorough investigation. And how to do that is to remove the Chinese Communist Party regime. If not, there is no way for you to do the thorough investigation to understand this virus and also to get a better treatment, better prevention for people.
Are you saying you don't believe that we could force our way and get scientists into these labs to report? You think the CCP's got to be taken down first? You don't think there's any way that the world community come together and actually get into the labs and get the reports and get the analysis done?
It's not because of my thinking or not. That we already say it from the beginning to now. Now it's almost 1 year. The global health face to the hilarious attack, and also people all live in a panic and very insecure life because of the virus. The whole scientific world and also WHO and Chinese Communist Party have shown what they have done and what they can do. People will see more if still give them chance.
Well, Dr. Yan, I read this article in the weekend. You know, I've spoken to you so many times, but one thing I thought was really interesting in this article was your talk of how you had to leave Hong Kong, because I think that's something that would be really interesting for our readers to listen about. You had the first interview with Ludok, and then you were talking to him, and there was a certain point where you realized that you had to get out. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because there's kind of a cloak and dagger aspect to it, and it really highlights the danger that and bravery that people like yourself put yourselves through. So if you could kind of describe how that went down as much as you can, our listeners would love to hear it.
Okay, so briefly that I was pushed to leave Hong Kong because of the situation. First is because Mr. Lu told me the intelligence that since I have done several months work with him, although anonymous, that to reveal the truth of COVID-19. So Chinese Communist Party already targeted me and they want to make me disappear. The second thing is, since the pandemic become worse and worse all over the world, and also Western people still don't have the right information to understand this virus. So I realized that I have to come out because I may be the only one, also not the, I'm also the first one from inside as scientists and doctor to tell people the fact of COVID-19. So based on this, I decided to leave leave Hong Kong to US. And during that time, because it's hard to make decision, so it takes some time. But when I see danger get more and more close, so I asked to get a ticket. And the Rule of Law Foundation helped me to get a ticket just so the day before I escaped. And also the next day when before I go to the airport, I have to pretend to go to work. So I pretend to go to see the doctor in the campus and then turn back home. With the help, I quickly bring a little bit luggage and also take the car to go to the lab because I keep my passport in the lab in case I cannot bring any luggage. And then I bring my passport. I have to talk to my colleague, talk to my supervisor, Liu-Peng, like reporting my work and discuss about the update of my work. And then during lunchtime, they thought I go to do the animal work in the individual lab. And I took the car, I get rid of the surveillance camera in the campus and quickly went to the airport.
This is so great. I mean, literally, this is cloak and dagger. This is why I think there's a very strong parallel between the Communist Chinese and the USSR. I mean, you look at what it takes to get away from them when they want you, and you begin to understand that there really aren't that many differences. It's almost like there's just different icing on this cake. And but wow, I loved hearing that. The other thing I wanted that you touched on in that article that I think is so important, you worked with a World Health Organization scientist at your lab, and he was well aware of all of your findings concerning human-to-human transmission long before the World Health Organization ever admitted to that. Could you touch upon that for us?
Okay, so we have a bunch of the top coronavirus and emerging disease experts in the world, and that is well known. So this WHO consultants like Professor Liu-Peng, like Professor Manik Paris, they know the things I get investigated. They know human-to-human transmission. What I can tell you is, do you know that Professor Manik actually have been to Wuhan at least twice in January, but in secret. So he still tell the people in the representative of WHO even after mid-January that there is no human-to-human transmission, right? And these people, they have spent years studying the coronavirus. So they know a lot about this type of the virus. And also as an international bridge between China Communist Party and also the world, our WHO reference lab in Hong Kong actually is very hidden for people to realize the real connection between China and them.
So let me ask you a question, because this is almost like groundbreaking news. You are saying that a scientist who works for the World Health Organization, Pierce, that he actually went secretly to Wuhan twice in January and never revealed that information to the world, especially when you consider that the World Health Organization is a public body?
Yeah, Professor Manik Paris at least went to Wuhan twice in secret. This is confirmed, but only known by the very, very small group of people, basically like the secretary and me and his closest assistant, so who is my husband at that time.
Hey, Jack, really, I get just real quickly. While we got you, Doctor, the treatment that you think President Trump should be doing today. What is the? Give us your recommendations. Understand you're not a physician.
Strongly recommend the cocktail treatment. You can refer the Dr. Delanco therapy. That is hydroxychloroquine plus azithromycin and also the zinc. And of course, you have to have other support treatment and individual treatment to the physical condition. But the cocktail, the treatment therapy is very important. Also for people close to him, I recommend the high-risk prevention protocol.
Dr. Fauci and others at the CDC would say you're a wingnut like Dr. Zelensky and Dr. Rishit at Yale by prescribing that. What do you have to say to them?
They are Chinese Communist Party's good friend, close friend, and also close friend to manic periods. Ask Dr. Fauci, he knows. And I know.
Dr. Yan, thank you so much. It's a great honor to have you on the show. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I